you seem to understand.
Hey guys, welcome to today's Get Ready With Me. Today we're going to be talking about my BMT experience. I shipped out in September of 2023. I've been in the Air Force for like a year and a half now, almost. Honestly, I was really scared before I was going in. Like, I watched a lot of videos of like BMT, like week 1, week 2, whatever. I just wanted to know like what to expect and what I was getting myself into. I was just like constantly watching videos before I left. And like first, like you'll go to MEPS, to the hotel. I honestly don't remember a lot of what happened at MEPS. I just remember it was like more paperwork than anything. A lot of waiting. Once we finished waiting, we were like sat in a room and we were given like our plane tickets and everything, and then they took us to the airport. So like I'm at MEPS, and then this guy's like, oh, so what's your name? I'm very soft-spoken and I'm very quiet. And then I was like, oh, and I said my name, and he was like, what? And then I said it again, and then he was like, you're gonna need to speak up, like you're doing in the military, like you need to get a voice. And I was like, no. No, because I'm really quiet, and I still am. And ironically, my job is like 80% of my job is public speaking, and I actually brief people every day. So he was not wrong, but I was just scared, okay, when he said that. The buses took us from MEPS to the airport. I shipped out of Baltimore. I went to the Baltimore MEPS. I waited, like, they give you like a voucher for food at the airport, so you can like buy food before you go. I remember I was actually editing a YouTube video when I was waiting. I don't know why, like I was so scared, but like editing a YouTube video is like what like calmed my nerves. So I was editing a YouTube video while waiting for the plane, and then I knew, so like I recognized, like obviously I spent the whole day at MEPS. I recognized other people that were also waiting, but I'm really shy, so I didn't really talk to them. But they ended up being at my basic. Like I ended up seeing them so much at my basic. We waited for our plane, and I think our plane left at like 6, if I'm not wrong. I just was so nervous that day, guys. I was in and out of the bathroom like crazy. Like I had the nervous shits or something. Yeah, I was just like so scared. And then finally, like we boarded, and like everybody that was military just sat in the very back of the plane because there was like so many people shipping out. They just put us in the back. The plane took off, and I remember that I slept for majority of the flight, which was good, because the way that once you get to basic, you are not getting sleep. I would say sleep on the plane. Sleep as much as you can before you get to basic, because you're gonna be so tired once you get there. The plane took us, we landed there, I think at around 9 p.m. and I was so scared, guys. Like I can't even explain like the nerves that I had. And we're walking like to like the exit of the airport, obviously, to go find like the buses. And like as we're walking out of the like departures, I was trying to text my family that I had landed, and then like I hear like someone that's like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. There were, I don't really know like what they were, probably like sergeants or something, or like airmen. I don't really know, to be honest, but there was people at the airport waiting, and they were like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And like, bro, like I didn't even have time to send my goodbye text because they caught me so off guard when I was leaving. And they were like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. They make you like get in lines, hold your bag and whatnot, and then like they'll have you like show them your packet that you show up with and stuff. They're just like, they look at your papers, they make you stand in a line, they make you hold your bag, which is why I wouldn't take like big suitcase. I would just take a backpack, because you're gonna be holding your bag, and personally I'm weak and I did not want to hold a suitcase, so I just brought a backpack. And we waited, it was like a lot of people, so we had to wait a little bit to catch a bus. And then whoever you're on the bus with, or whoever you fly in with, is like likely who's gonna be in your flight, or who you go to basic with. So basically then we got on our bus and they drove us to this building. This building is called the PRC. You're gonna get to know the PRC very well if you're enlisting into the Air Force. They take you to this building called the PRC, and so when you get there, you get off the bus. I remember somebody came onto our bus and they were like, oh, like don't be like that scared, it's not that bad. It was an airman though, like because there's some airmen that get stuck there, like after basic, sometimes for medical reasons or whatever. It can vary why people get stuck at basic, but like they'll still graduate, but they'll stay there, so like they'll help with airmen coming in. And so yeah, I remember this airman came on the bus and they were like, it's not that bad, like, do you guys have any questions or whatever? And then he got us off the bus because it was time for us to get off. And then we got off the bus and then we got into lines, and then that's when like a sergeant came out, like an MTI. I don't really know who these people were, to be honest, because I never saw them again after that. I mean, I saw the airmen around, but I never saw like the sergeants after that. So anyways, they had us like in lines and they had us go into the building. There was like no talking. You were holding your bag in your hand, like even if you had a backpack, you're holding it in your hand. And then they had us walk into like the auditorium, and they had us like sit in lines like every other person. And then they had us collect some stuff, like some basic stuff like shampoo, body wash, just the basics. There's an app that tells you what you're gonna get. They had us collect all the stuff that it said on the app. And then once we collected that, we sat down, and I remember I was the last like flight to get there. We had to wait till the very, very last person showed up, so we waited for hours. But if you get there earlier, then you probably wouldn't have to wait as long. I was just in an unfortunate situation where I had to wait really long. But we had to wait for so long because the guys, their dorms filled up like crazy. Their dorms filled up so fast. And the guys that I flew in with, I did see them so much after that. The girls that I flew in with, there was only one other girl, but she was in my flight. And honestly, I was really grateful to have like talked to her prior, because like we shipped out the same place. We got along pretty well. She slept next to me like the whole BMT experience. Yeah, it was just nice, you know, to have like, it's kind of like comfort, like when you at least know somebody, or at least you're getting to know somebody, I guess. So our dorm took hours. So I remember, I think I got to the PRC at like 10 or 11, and we did not get to our actual dorms until about 4 in the morning. And then, dude, it literally felt like a fever dream, I'm not gonna lie. I stayed up for hours, like, just staring at a wall, and they give you, like, stuff, like, little, like, airman stuff to study, which you can, but I'm not the kind of person that is gonna study in my free time, so I was so bored. Like, I was so incredibly bored. We were just staring at the wall for hours. It just felt like eternity. And then, like, finally, the last girl came in, and, yeah, so she came in, and then finally we got to go to our dorm at about 4 in the morning. So we had stayed up basically the entire night, and then they took us to our dorm. Our MTI came onto the bus and like got us, and it was really late, so they were not yelling at us. I don't know if they like usually yell at you, but it just seemed like they were tired and they just wanted to get us to our dorm. They were like very low energy. And so then they got us off the bus. I had like a female MTI and a male MTI. The female MTI picked up our brother flight, because you'll have like, you're in flights, right? Like that's who you're, I don't know how to explain what a flight is, but you're in flights. Like groups of people are in flights. It's my best way to explain it. And then, yeah, so we have like brother flights, like that people like, you know. So then, or like brother flights is basically like the flight that you guys are integrating with, like the group of people that you see the most. That makes sense. Sorry guys, my roommate just got home. But basically, after that, we got to our dorm. It was just an all-female dorm, so it was just like girls at this point. And we had our male MTI, and he was just like talking to us. Honestly, it really did feel like a fever dream. I don't remember like a lot of what was said in that conversation, but he was just like, welcome or whatever. And then we finally went to bed at 5:30 a.m. but wake up time is 5:45 every day. That's the wake up time. So we didn't, like, if we were supposed to wake up at like normal time, we would have gotten like 15 minutes of sleep, and that's just like not realistic. So they extended my dorm sleep time until 6:30. So we slept, well, I didn't even sleep, I'm not gonna lie, because I was so nervous, and honestly it wasn't like that much time that we had to sleep, so I didn't sleep, which was a mistake. I should have slept. But yeah, so then our wake up time was at 6:30. We went to Chow, to the DFAC, and at the DFAC there's like a very specific way that like you go in and out. So you have to sidestep. You, like, your feet are gonna be like this, and you literally walk like this. You cannot walk any other way when you're getting food, only when you're getting food. And so we were sidestepping, and it was just so strange. Like, there's people that are like 2 trainees go or whatever. I don't remember, it's like 2 trainees post, yeah. And then like, so it'll be like they'll tell you when you can go, and then you go, and then you sidestep, and then like you get your food. You can't really look at people because then you like get yelled at. And then so you get your food, and then there's like somebody, like an airman or trainee, that's like that'll tell you where to sit, and if you mess up where you sit, you're gonna get yelled at. But that's okay because it's not that serious. It's really not that serious, and I like wouldn't be scared. I wouldn't be scared because like everybody makes mistakes. So then, yeah, there's just a very specific way that you have to walk, where you have to sit. Everything is like you're told exactly what to do. And then once you sit, you have to flip this timer. It's a 10-minute timer. You have 10 minutes to eat, and then like once that timer is done and you're still sitting, they're gonna tell you to get up if you're still sitting. Although I talked to my friend about this because we saw a timer yesterday, and he was like, I did not have a timer in BMT, and I was like, that's crazy because I definitely did. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's like that for everybody, but I was in Alcatraz and not Disneyland, and but he was in Alcatraz too, so I don't really know. But I was in Alcatraz at the 324th, and yeah, so there's a timer, and then you get up, and then you throw away your food, and then you wait. You can't, so like the entire time that you're in basic, you can never really be alone. You have to be with someone at all times. So when you're leaving, if there's not somebody also waiting, so when you're leaving, you stand at attention at the exit to wait to leave with someone, and if someone's there, then you just walk out with them. But if nobody's there, you have to wait. And oh my god, this happened to us like 3 times in my dorm, where like one girl got left behind and had nobody. This happened a couple times, and we got in trouble so bad, like because you have to look to see if there's any girls left, because you cannot be alone. It's like the biggest crime to be alone in basic. Like I know some people get recycled for it too. So anyways, yeah, you learn like how to eat at the DFAC. It's called the DFAC. And then every day you'll wake up at 5:45, but the first couple days it's a lot of like classes. Like in classroom environments, there's a certain way that you like go into the classrooms as well. They'll tell you how to do that. You'll learn like how you do everything, but everything that you're told is like everything that you do is like you're told what to do all the time. So I feel like that's low-key a good thing, because it was nice to just like not worry about anything. Just do whatever you're told, really. Yeah, there's a lot of classes the first week, and it's really boring. And then the second week, I remember I didn't get my like uniform, like my OCPs is what they're called, until week 3, but I know that they give them like immediately now. But whenever you go to get your uniforms, I lived like the farthest from the uniform place. It was a trek, bruh. It was a trek, and the uniforms were so heavy, like actually so heavy. And so like we had to carry like our big green backpack on our backs and like go pick up our uniforms. It was such a humbling trek, I'm not even gonna lie to you. But yeah, we went like with like we left with 2s, so like you can like march with one other person, but you have to march or you're gonna get in trouble. Like you guys can't be like dilly-dallying, like walking, whatever. Your first like 0 week, it's only like a couple of days. It's really just like getting your stuff in classes, and then like week one, it's a lot of like medical and like in processing stuff. Basically, I'm gonna get like immunizations. I don't remember what week the peanut butter shot is, but the peanut butter shot was painful. Like it is as bad as they say it is. And then week 2, so week 2, like you really start to do drill. So every day you wake up at 5:45, and then you go to PT. PT is every day, and then after PT, like you'll eat breakfast, and then usually like you'll go change, shower, whatever, because you shower twice a day, every morning after PT. And then you go to drill, and then classes. Honestly, when I was in basic, it felt like I was either cleaning, doing drill, or showering or eating. And that's really it, honestly. That's really it. All you do is like in your day-to-day, if you don't have anything important, it's really just like waking up, going to PT, doing drill, and cleaning a lot. You're gonna be cleaning so much, like literally, like if you guys have free time, you're gonna be cleaning for the most part. And so how my MTI did it, they were like, oh, like who, I need a crew of 5, or I need a crew of so and so. and like they volunteer, and I remember I was scared to volunteer, so I volunteered at the very last, and I got toilet cleaning duties for real. Yeah, I was I forgot what it was called, but I cleaned the bathrooms with like 7 other girls, and it was not fun. So you get put on like a detail is what it's called, and like whatever you're assigned to is like basically what you're gonna clean every single day. And normally that doesn't get switched. The only reason mine got switched was because someone literally pooped on the floor, and they were like, all right, like you guys are not cleaning this up, and then they got like a whole other crew to do it. And, like they appointed a new bathroom crew, basically latrine crew is what it's called. Yeah, so in the second week it's just a lot of drill classes, and then once you get to the third week, like I said, I don't think it's still the same, but we got our uniforms. Like that was the biggest thing for us in week 3. And then like every Sunday there's church. I went to the Christian service, which was really nice, to be honest. It was just like a nice little escape. And then like every Sunday they make like, I literally ran out of storage as I was like making that video, but I'll try to like summarize it really fast. But basically in week 3, I think I already said, you get your uniforms, and then like when it comes to the DFAC, you should be like pretty proficient in like getting food and stuff like without a problem. But there's like jobs in the DFAC, so there's like child runner, and that's the person that reports to the MPIs, and that's like, oh, they say something, and like basically for permission to eat in the DFAC, you don't want to be child runner, bro. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. And then there's water monitor. I was water monitor. It was honestly really easy. I really enjoyed it. And then week 4 is like where I think we went to the gas chamber on week 4, but I've seen that it's in week 6 now. But yeah, week 4, week 3 is like a lot of like getting your inspections done, because then you get inspections on like your living areas and stuff, and it's really like tedious. It's just like a lot of like, don't have the line, have everything folded a certain way. They do a lot of like bed drills and such, like things like that, just like stuff that's really redundant. Yeah, like you have to make your beds a certain way. It's just like everything has to be perfect. So up to this point, like a lot of what you're doing is like waking up at 5:45, you're going to PT, you're showering after, you're doing drill, and then like all day, and then you'll go to dinner. Sometimes you'll shower before or after, and then like you'll have like every night you'll have a certain time. I don't think it's, the time is not set in stone, but like every evening you'll have time to open your letters or like get mail, and then like you'll talk with your MTIs. Like it's every night except Sundays, because they're not there on Saturdays. They leave early on Saturdays, and then on Sundays it's just like not a thing. So yeah, and then week 5 is when you're gonna go to CADM. So that's where you actually like go to the gun range, and you like learn you learn all day like stuff about the gun itself, and then you go down to the range and then you shoot. There's a certain amount that you need to pass. I don't remember what the number is, but you're just shooting. Honestly, I've never shot a gun before up to that point, and like as soon as like all the guns started firing, I literally jumped. I was scared, like just because I had never fired a gun before. But like once like you like do like the first round, it's like okay, like if you never shot a gun before, after the first round, like usually it's fine. And then after that, we MRE, so like any time that we were like not in the dorms, we had MREs to eat for the day, and it's not the best, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not bad either. Like sometimes you get lucky and you get like an M&M or like Skittles or like a cookie, which feels like gold. In basic, it feels like gold when you get something like that, because you're deprived of sugar. But there is brown sugar at the DFAC. I would eat it with my strawberries every day. My friend put me on. It was really good actually. And the French toast, they make French toast every other morning and pancakes every other morning. The French toasts are so good. My favorite meal of the day was breakfast, and every day that I woke up, I was so excited to eat breakfast, bro. Like, I just loved the breakfast. And then yeah, honestly, it was like really, I enjoyed CADM. I enjoyed going to the gun range. We had to clean the guns afterwards though, which was not fun. But it was honestly just like it was just like so weird, because like it just feels like dang, like at least for me, it was like I just shot a gun for the first time, and I'm just with a bunch of random people right now. Like it was like the realization hit that I was like actually at basic, because it felt like I was actually doing something. And then in regards to the gas chamber, the whole day you're learning how to put your gear on. Like, you're basically just prepping to go in. Honestly, it felt like a really long day. And then you finally go in, and then you have to say, I was like, trainee so-and-so reports as ordered. I couldn't even say it because the gas hit me like a truck. I could not say it. But you pass as long as like you're not like running into anybody, or like going crazy. Like, just walk out of there like nothing and you're fine. But I just remember like I had snot coming out of my nose. I was spitting every 5 seconds because of like the taste in my mouth. I was spitting the entire time. And like you walk like this with. I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible because the way I keep running out of storage is insane. So then yeah, you're going like this when you're walking out the gas chamber. Honestly, it really wasn't that bad. It was definitely bad. It's not like a piece of cake, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Like, I was really scared, but it wasn't that bad. And then you go to Pacer Forge week 6, which is actually, no, I'm pretty sure Pacer Forge is like week 6. So Pacer Forge is where you go. It's like a fake scenario. That's like the ultimate test, basically. They take you to like a compound thing, and then like you and like everybody that's there like build like a setup base or whatever. You sleep in a tent, you sleep on cots, you shower out, like there's like an outdoor like place where you can shower. It's not like outside, it's like in a little like bathroom, but it's pretty gross, to be honest. A lot of the girls didn't want to shower in there, and then we got in trouble because we didn't want to shower in there, and they made us shower. And if you didn't shower, you got like a 341, which is a whole other thing. I'm not even gonna get into what 341s are, but 341s is just like something that like happens when you get in trouble. So then yeah, we went to Pacer Forge. We set up like a whole like base, and then everybody was like watching around, and then it's like a fake scenario. Like, they'll like come dropping fake bombs, they'll shoot you for fake, and then you have to die or whatever. And then like they'll have an alarm go off, and like everybody goes into a bunker, and then like they just see what we would do in a scenario like that. And honestly, you just have to work as a team with people that you're with. You get assigned jobs. I was medical, so I was supposed to like save people whenever they died, but I would die myself half the time. I'm not gonna lie, I was really bad at my job in Pacer Forge. But it didn't last long. I remember like I think it was like a day and a half, to be honest. It really wasn't that long. But in the middle of the night, like we had like bombs go off or whatever, and then like everybody had to go in the bunker, and it was just like so cool because it was like late at night, and then like everybody's just like going out trying to like survive or whatever. And then they kept having us do the scenario over and over and over because we kept dying and dying and dying. But it's just like, honestly, I feel like it's just for the shits and giggles. I felt like it was just for fun. I don't know, it was a lot of fun to me, to be honest. I had a great time. And then after that, they're like, oh, like congrats, like you guys passed, whatever. And then you clean, like, actually I can't remember, I think like you clean all the gear that you're given, because you're given canteens for your water, and then you just like go clean all the gear that you were given for Pacer Forge. And they don't tell you when you're going, they try to keep it a surprise. But my group like found out when we were going, so like the other groups in our squadron got sent, so we were like, okay, like we're next, basically. And so we went, and then after it was over, we went on like a bunch of obstacle courses. It was a lot of fun, honestly. That was like my favorite part, like doing the obstacle courses. And then once you do the obstacle courses, like you go back, and then like you're basically, they give you like a patch to put on your uniform, and like once you get it, like you basically passed basic training. So then like you get your patch, and then like it's just like very like happy because it's like the rainbow at the end of the storm. Like that's how it felt, like, you know, like we're done, like we finally did everything. And then yeah, you get your patch, and then they give like this like little speech of like how you're an airman now. And then after that you go back, and like the rest of the stuff is just like basically getting ready to leave, to graduate, see your family and everything. It was just like a good week because there still is like the end of the course test, but you'll have like a lot of time to study before it. So like the last thing we had was our test, and then once we took our test, like we were done and like had nothing more to worry about. And we also did have to take our PT test. If I remember correctly, there's a PT test in week 1, week 3, and week 5. But yeah, it was fine. I passed like my last 2. I didn't pass my first one in week 1. But yeah, like we finally like got done with like everything, and then it was just like very chill. Like church was really fun too because Like, everybody was happy that they were just leaving. Like, it was just a good time that we were, like, finally, like, we get to go, whatever. Yeah, and then, like, with your phone, you do get to use your phone sometimes, but it's up to your MTI's discretion, like, if you guys deserve a phone call. But, like, you don't get to, like, text or anything. Like, you just get a phone call on your phone, basically. But if they feel like you deserve it. So if, like, your flight is behaving bad, they're not gonna give you phone time. But I think we only got our phones, like, 3 times the entire time. It wasn't a lot. But, yeah, that's my summary of basic. And the best, like, shortest way that I could summarize it.
I didn't know